What's up, guys? The answer is Uber UI. If you're wondering what add-on it is, it's Uber UI, guys. Uber UI. All right, so anyway, I get asked that literally 15 times a day on my stream, so I have to say it. Let's go over my add-ons and my whole UI setup because a lot of people have been asking. They like it and they wanted to emulate it. So let me show you guys what I did. Just first off, I want to go over my Blizzard edit mode UI. So if you guys do want to copy that, basically I have my frame up in the corner. I based this off of classic preset and then I adjusted it. So I put the party frames here. So this is like in a raid scenario in Arena. You're going to see like my parties here. In like a BG, you'll see this up here. Note you can change these for in BGs for like 25. I got to fix that still. I haven't done that personally. And then I also take the display. I don't like having the border as well. Chat's in the corner, obviously underneath my webcam. I have my bars here. How to get the bars looking like the old bars like this is I have two regular ones stacked. And then the third one, I made it 2 rows instead of one row. And then I guess I didn't have to knock down the icons. I made it 2 rows instead of 1 and then just put it on the side. And that's how you get the 3 bars like that. This is my extra abilities. I have my focus is like up here or something like that. Debuffs and all that kind of stuff stayed the same. I have this over. I have my questing thing over here. Nothing else has kind of changed in that regard. Counter bar, and then my cast bars down here. I do have a cast bar add-on, but there we go. That's your basic UI. Let's go into the add-ons. Okay, we're gonna start off with the one everybody wants to know, Uber UI. Okay, Uber UI. That is what gives me these black textures on all of my buttons, on the frames. It also changes your nameplates, and you can adjust. You can kind of customize them however you'd like. It's a really, really cool add-on. Props to the guy who made it. The man Rio showed me this add-on. He said a friend of his made it, so show him some love. I must have had like hundreds of people download this add-on at this point. It's such a cool add-on. It kind of reminds me of like the LBUI, but like not a whole clusterfuck of add-ons in that regard. It's just like something simple, clean, and it's actually designed for PvPers. So you can adjust the darkness level on it, as you can see. You can change the health bar textures. So, you know, your nameplates here and your health bars here, you can change what they look like. There's a bunch of different settings you can kind of go through and change them if you like. You can change your raid bar textures, secondary bar textures. You can kind of customize however you like. So please, you can mess around with that. You might have to like reload in between each one. Arena nameplate numbers, you can add that so that in Arena, even when you have all your different enemy nameplates, it'll show 1, 2, and 3, so that if you do use those binds, I don't use them personally, so I don't care about the numbers. You can hide the Blizzard frames. I know a lot of people ask how you hide them. This add-on, okay, it hides those frames so that it looks kind of clean. You don't have that crap sitting in the corner. Cool thing is hiding hotkeys. I think this makes it look so clean. So you can see the difference between having the hotkeys and not like, ugh, nice. So you can hide the hotkeys, hide the macros as well. Hide honor. I don't know if that is really for. Hide nameplate selection glow. I personally like that. So if there's a little bit of glow around, so if you have 3 targets in the arena, one will be the one that you're targeting will be glowing. I kind of like that one personally. So yeah, you can mess around with this add-on, but this is the cool add-on, and you can also customize a little bit more. I have all this stuff enabled, but this is what I use. All right. Going down the line, next one here, we have Advanced Interface Options. The only thing, you could do so much with this add-on. The only thing I actually use with this is the CVAR browser, and I made my nameplates bigger. So you can search, what I did was I went to the CVAR thing. Oh, there's actually a nameplate section. No, that's not the whole thing. I typed in nameplates. I could probably actually make him bigger on this guy. I made him bigger on my druid. And I believe I changed the max scale. I actually didn't change it on this character. I'm going to change it right now. I think I did 1.1. I changed the max scaling on it. So I made the nameplate just a smidge bigger. Because that's just kind of how I like it. And it makes like the buffs on top of them a little bit bigger as well, which is kind of cool to see. I'm going to go one more on that. 1.2. All right, we're going to go with that. So you can change it in that. That's literally the only thing I'd use with this add-on. You can do a lot more, I know, but that's all I use that add-on for. Next up, BigDebuffs. Super, super important one. So on your frames that you see, like my little raid frames in game, biggest thing you use this for is 2 things. 1, increase your maximum buff size. So if you play like a Wrestle Druid, for example, you'll show all of your hots instead of just 3. You can show 6, but you know, Volker's definitely in that realm as well when you like Echo Reversion, Echo Dream Breath, and now you're over 3 already. And then also it's showing CCs. So, you know, on your frames, and what I mean by frames is like these things, it will show like a big polymorph in the side, or a fear or mind games, whatever you want to do, and you can like prioritize different things. You can go into nameplates, or sorry, not nameplates, priorities. You can go to spells, and you could add other spells in there. Like these ones have no. These are the ones that are in there, but you can put custom priorities. So if you want something to really show up that you might miss, like for example, you can actually put in like where is he? If someone's DB'd, I guess you can put that as a priority, or if they have UA on them, you can put that as a priority, so you know not to dispel it. Whatever you'd like, you can kind of customize that. I don't have a profile for this, unfortunately. Honestly, I didn't really do anything to it. All right, moving on. We have BugSack next. This is just a add-on that if you do have any LUA errors that pop up on your screen, it just sucks them in, so they don't pop up on your screen, because I know a lot of add-ons are broken. So this is kind of nice to have, so you don't get like all those like spamming errors on your screen. After that, we got classic numbers. Classic numbers is, will it show up here if I heal this guy? I don't think I can heal it. Oh, I can heal him. Nope, I can't. But it just gives me that different UI, different numbers. If you see any of my videos, it gives me that the numbers that are replicated off of classic. The only thing I changed on here was I added both of these two. Use damage school colors and comma separate. So 1000, yeah, it says right there. 1200 to 1,200. And then the damage school colors, I love this. It makes it look so cool to me. So whatever school you're using, so like for an invoker, for example, if you use living flame, it'll be red. If you use disintegrate, it'll be blue. Actually, disintegrate might be white. If it's like some weird, I think it's because it's shadow frost or whatever. But if you use like a shadow, it's purple. If you use a arcane, it's pink. It's blue or green. Nature's green. So I think it's a pretty cool one. And you can also change the size, and you can adjust crit things. And I think this one, you can also, this one's pretty cool too. You can also add crit sound effects. That's why I like this add-on too. If you're playing a class that has big crits, and like let's say you hit over 100k on a hit, you hear or whatever. I need to mess around with this, because I haven't had this working since the numbers have changed for me. Okay, moving on. We got DejaCharacterStats. This is the add-on that people ask, like it shows my item level on there. It shows you a little bit more of a breakdown. The one thing I do like about it is, one, obviously showing the item level on top of the abilities. I also like it to show movement speed and GCD. So global cooldown is adjusted via haste, and it's kind of cool to like min-max a little bit. Let's see like what your haste levels are at and what you're at. Movement speed as well, just cool to see. Not a super mandatory add-on, just kind of a cool aesthetic one. Add-ons. We can go down this list. I think, make sure I don't miss anything. Capping. So capping is just BG timers. So like in a Rathai Basin, it'll show how long until you win and who's gonna win, and then how long until base caps. Coordinates, just to put coordinates on the map, self-explanatory. DejaMicroFader. This is a pretty cool one. I found useful for. It doesn't work as well as it did in Shadowlands. I don't know if there's a better version of this. But because in basically what it does is it hides the stuff in the bottom right. So you see, it still pops up. In the Shadowlands, before Dragonflight, you could hover over here and it would pop up and then fade. But it doesn't seem to be working correctly. But I still find I just hover over to see which one I want to look. If I want to pick one of these, you know, whatever I'm looking at. But it's just cool because it hides that bottom part. It just makes it look clean. DerangementShieldMeters. Okay, a lot of people like this add-on. So this is what gives me the shields. Okay, so if you play, especially if you play a class that has shields, like a Disc Priest, or even like the Rescue Shield, or even if if someone has their own shield, like Death Pack, Dark Pack, whatever that Warlocks have, on their raid frames, it's going to show like a white fade, like a transparent white shade, and that'll be the amount of shield they have. So like if somebody has a fat shield like a Death Pack, you don't have to freak out because you see he has a huge shield. You don't have to, you know, pop so many cooldowns or whatever it may be. So that's a cool add-on to have as well. Next up, we have details. You know, I'm sure everyone's familiar with details at this point. It's the damage meters. The only thing I did to set up the way I did is I went to window control, add a new window, made one healing, one damage, and then just locked them in the corner there. That's about it on that. Diminish. So Diminish is can I do a testing on here? Toggle mode. Okay, so I have it set to right above my frames here. It's actually not in the right spot. I'm actually glad I looked that up. So let me change it right now. Toggle moving frames. Gonna move it up shimage. Okay, so this is a DR tracker on yourself. Really important for stuns. So like if you're facing rogues and whatnot, you can see when you're going to come off stun DR in case they're going to go you again. Or if you're waiting, if you're on, you know, triple poly DR and you don't have to really worry about lining the next poly. So you can just chill there until that DR falls and you can kind of guess when they're going to do their go again. So that's cool just to track your own, and you can track everything. I have it growing to the left so it doesn't kind of, you know, protrude into the middle of my screen. Okay, next up here we have Drustvar. So what Drustvar does, if I can find somebody here. Drustvar, I don't know if it's working actually right now, on that note. Usually, so what it will do, yeah, I don't think it's working yet. You would hover over somebody and it would show their experience and their rating in each bracket, and also works in LFG as well. You can kind of see like someone's experience, max experience rating. Because it doesn't seem like it's working right now. Maybe they're just not having it. I'm sure they'll have an updated version. They're pretty good with that stuff. But yep, that's Drustvar. JaxPartyCastBar is cool, really awesome add-on in Arena. What that does is you'll see my frames here. So like, let's say this second one here is my Warlock teammate. When he every time he casts, I see his cast bar right here next to it. So if he's, I like it because if he's casting a fear or I'm playing with a mage and I can see he's polying, so I don't have to, you know, push in for CC, or if my Adestralock's casting Chaos Bolt and I can play, you know, play along with that kind of stuff. So it's just cool to be able to see what your teammates are casting so that you can play off of that better. Nope, that's it for that. And you can customize that as well. You can move the frame around. You can put it on the left, the right, the center, whatever you want to do. Is there anything else? I'm gonna get through this so I don't miss any. NameplateBuffs. So this is the new fly plate buffs. Fly plate buffs was been really weird with evoker spells. So someone on my stream recommended this one, which is, it's literally a copy pasta of fly plate buffs, but it actually works for evoker spells. So I know people always ask, like, do you have a profile for it? No, I do not. I just noticed spells that I want to be bigger or smaller. This is what this one does, is it shows like above their frames. I don't think I could do this one. So like above somebody's frame here, if I can heal this guy here, it's not going to show. It's only going to show debuffs. But above someone's frame, you can see what ability they use. So like if I use Dragon Rage, or if the enemy used Dragon Rage, I can see the Dragon Rage icon above their head. Or above their nameplates. Really, really useful in Arena for both offensive and defensive reasons. Offensively, you can see your dots above their head, and then defensively, making sure like when they pop a big cooldown that you're prepared, and you don't have to like track it on OmniBar and look at that minuscule little button to make sure, see if they popped a cooldown, because certain things you can make bigger than smaller. I also like it for CCs, so like Polymorph, for example. Renewing Blaze is one that I added. You might have to add like some of the, you will have to add the evoker spells, but like literally all you do, go to Wowhead, right, type in Renewing Blaze. Whoa. Okay, you click on the spell, and then up in the top here, you'll see the spell ID. Copy pasta. You go back in here, paste it, you hit enter, it'll put it in, and then you can adjust the size, the icon scale. And you can change it to only show if it's mine or not mine or whatever. So I made big cooldowns that the evoker ones that I did add: Renewing Blaze, the Wall, which is Obsidian Scales. I added Dragon Rage for playing its Devastation, and then Nullifying Shroud. So I know if they have that CC thing. On that note, I need to make Nullifying Shroud way bigger. So Nullifying Shroud, I want like 1.5 because I feel like I'm totally not. I don't know which one's which, but I'm adding both there because that's something you really want to know. Like if they have that up, I should not be CCing. But you mess around with this. Whatever ability, if you find one that doesn't pop up for some reason, like Thorns may not. I think Thorns doesn't baseline pop up. I have to add that too. So you can go, but I'm actually gonna add it right now. So you can see in live action. So Thorns. This is one I had to add. I have to go back and add more that I used to have. But like just go through and you see. You can even add like trinkets and stuff on there. Okay, where is my boy Thorns at? Okay, so I have Thorns on here. I think I added it twice. And move this one. Okay, let's go back down. We got Thorns, and I can make that 1.3 because that's like a bigger. You want that one to be bigger, especially if you're a melee player, so you're not hitting into it. But yeah, go through. If you ever find an ability you want to track that you're having a hard time looking really at like the close nameplates, put it in there. Okay, next up, Narcissus. Narcissus is just kind of another aesthetic add-on. At least the one that looks like this. So it's like a cool little AFK screen. But something cool you can do with it if you ever want to, you know, I use it for like some of my YouTube video stuff. If you ever want to like take a picture or something, you can do like this whole little mode and like mess around with it, change the lighting, you can change the color, you can do so much crap with it. You can add transmog gear on it. It's just kind of cool add-on. The one thing that is useful though outside of that is if when you inspect somebody. Let me see if I can find somebody I can inspect really quick. So when you inspect somebody, it shows their talents up just like this, and you can even copy somebody else's talent points, which is kind of wicked. I don't know if this is implemented in the regular game, but really cool feature to have, and then you can just see their things right here without having to like click on the talents and see this whole big thing. Kind of cool. That's a cool little part of it. I didn't even know they added that in Dragonflight. Really cool. I didn't have the add-on for that reason. I didn't change anything in regards to the settings. OmniBar. OmniBar is all the CCs, obviously. So I'm gonna do a little test here. There's a fuck ton. Okay. I don't know if there's any custom ones in this. There probably is some custom ones that I've added over the expansions. But if you ever find something you want, you do it the same way. Go to spells. You can go through here. They have most of them. Like there's some other ones I added. Like if you want to add a custom one. Where's custom spells? Like these are things I've added over the past time, like Chronal Loop, Dragon Rage, Emerald Communion. They didn't have any of the evoker spells, so I put them on there myself. You do it the same way, get those spell ID from Wildhead, and then there you go. So yep, there. Cool little thing you can do with this though, with ooh, am I game freezing? My shit is totally crashing. One thing cool you can do with OmniBar though is what I did. I finally did it. I was trying to do this for the longest time. Is my thing is not good. Hey, on the bright side, guys, I'm getting a new computer today. Let me open up a new one. The cool thing is something you can do is you can make two OmniBars, right? You have OmniBar 1 and OmniBar 2, and the first OmniBar you put only interrupts so that it's easier to track the interrupts for you. So I did that. I put one OmniBar up top, and that's only interrupts, and then the second one is only cooldowns, just so you don't have to kind of fish through the cooldowns to find if someone has a kick up. So that's definitely something I would recommend for you guys if you guys do not do that already. Okay, the one after that I know it was OmniCD. Okay, OmniCD tracks your teammates' cooldowns. I think there was just recently an updated one. If you don't like that add-on, there's also Ability Team Tracker. For some reason, if it's not working, they both do the same thing. You'll see like on my frames on the side in a second. Okay, on my frames here in Arena, you will see abilities on the left side here. You can move it around. It shows all of your teammates' cooldowns, and then you can go into the settings and adjust them if you'd like. Option panel here. Then you go to Arena. Positioning, you can change. Spells, you can change. So you can go through on like, you know, which Death Knight spells you want to track. Druid, Evoker. Any other Evoker ones on here actually? And look at me, would be good to track. Give it Dragon Rage and Deep Breath. And Tip the Scales. There you go, on that note. But yeah, you can go through here and, you know, enable anything you want to enable. And you can track their kicks and everything like that. All right, next one here, Quartz. Quartz is my casting add-on. This is what I just like the look of it. It looks, I don't like the new one personally. But all I did was, these are my stuff on it here. My scaling, I kept about the same. To be honest, I don't really know what I did to it. I don't know if I did anything to it, to be honest. I might have just changed the size. But this is what it looks like. I'll just scroll through here really quick. Yeah, if there's any settings you want to copy, you can pause it, whatever. But nope, that's Quartz. Reflex tracks your arena wins and losses. Pretty cool add-on to have, because you can kind of like go back and look like how many wins you guys have, what teams did you lose to, what MMR gains and losses have you had, any changes in MMR as well. SortGroup, this just always puts your player at the top. This is really nice in solo shuffle, especially if you're a healer, where it's just kind of like, for me, it throws me off when my bar's in the middle or the bottom. I'm just used to always being on top. Yeah, link don't wait. Fuck. All right. Anyway, you can put it whatever you want, and it just makes it easier in solo shuffle when you're not freaking flopping around everywhere. TellMeWhen. I use that just here and there. It's kind of like a dumbed down weak aura. So like some things I want to track, I'll put on here. You know, if there's cooldowns, like on my monk, I have the ancient teachings of the monastery here, so I can just track that there. If there's anything you want to track a buff, I use it for tracking buffs basically. You can also use weak auras though. TrufiGCD, that's the one that shows all my abilities that I'm pressing over here. So you'll see them all popping over on the side. You don't really need this add-on unless you're like looking back at your own gameplay or whatever, what have you. Battleground Enemies just shows, okay, it's not letting me, oh, here. Okay, just shows the targets in Arena, and in BGs, and you can, do whatever you like with it. There's a lot of customization. I didn't really do anything to it. I just disabled it in 40 mans. sArena, this is the pseudo Gladius that I have. This is how I have it set up. I use this RU layout, but I changed it a bit. These are the settings that I use. I'll just show you guys here. So I got that one there, spec icons, the trinkets. I kind of just scaled a lot of the things up. I like having the bigger frames. Okay, and then here, I don't think I changed anything in any of these. I enabled those. Yep, and that's it for that. And then the last item, scrap, just is just a quality of life. Just auto sells everything in your bags, all the gray items and whatnot. Anything with like a little gold coin on there. All right, did I miss anything? Don't think I did. Oh, favorites. Or DBM, obviously DBM's DBM. Oh, JaxSurrender. Okay, I missed that one. JaxSurrender. That is a good add-on for. Oh, if you want to slash AFK in an arena, it won't AFK you out. It'll surrender you automatically so that you don't lose the honor gains. Because I always like had the habit of just slash AFK when I lose, when my teammate dies or something like that. So if you have this, it'll just auto AFK you instead of, you know, so at least get the honor out of it. And then the last one we have World Quest Tracker. All that does is shows the world quest on here. It's kind of nice. You don't have to like hover over everything. It'll show everything, and then it shows everything up here as well. And then favorites is what favorites even on? Favorites is literally not even working here, or it's not on. I guess it's not working, or I just don't have the settings set up. I don't think it's working, but usually it shows like blue or red if they're Horde or Alliance, and it shows their class color. So it's just a cool little add-on, and it shows like yeah, I think that's about it on that. Just really quick. Oh, weak auras. So weak auras, in terms of that, I don't really have too many right now. A lot of these I don't really use. I was messing around with some recent ones like temporal compression, chrono loop, hover, the one that's what shows the little things on the sides. If you guys want any of my weak auras that you notice on any of my characters, just let me know. I'd be happy to just link them to you. I just don't want to go through and link them all right now. But if there is one, just let me know in the comments, and I will get it to you. And that is going to be it for everything. So there's all my add-ons, my UI. So you guys have everything. If you want to copy some stuff, take some stuff away, whatever have you. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, something maybe I missed or any other stuff like that, just let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.